Hey guys, and welcome back. I'm working on the podcast because, well, it's hard to get people's schedules together, but I still wanted to release something. So I went ahead and made a list of my top 10 Steven Universe songs.
Hey, nice day out.
I wrote down my favorites and then I picked from that, the top 10 from those. It was a bit hard, but I guess let's start with number 10, Giant Woman. Now, Giant Woman was interesting because when I first heard it, I hated it.
All I wanna do is see you turn into a giant woman.
Disliked that song. It was weird to me. I didn't understand it. I haven't seen the episode beforehand. I was just listening to the music before it. It was weird to hear someone singing about a giant woman without knowing the context. So my initial response was, this song's stupid and I don't like it. However, of course, as the series went on, even now after finishing the series and rewatching it, anytime I hear Giant Woman, I can't help but sing along because the lyrics just get in your head. It's very one of those songs. Number 9, we have Tower of Mistakes. Tower of Mistakes is a key point for Amethyst in the show, in my opinion, because most of it is based around failure and loneliness and not really fitting in. And Tower of Mistakes kind of mold that into you and make you realize it. And you see that Steven is feeling upset and all that, and it just makes Amethyst Amethyst. Number 8, Do It For Her. Do It For Her is from, I believe, the episode Sworn to the Sword. And it was this time where I realized two things. Pearl will do anything for the rebellion, for Pink Quartz, for, like, the list goes on. So when I saw Pearl doing that and getting excited for it, you kind of get a glimpse at how Pearl's going to be built. And the other thing I realized during this song, Connie will pretty much do anything for Steven. I realized that if she's willing to die by the sword for Steven, she's probably willing to do List of Anything. And we can even see that in the official final episode of Steven Universe Future. I mean, Connie was there to the end and she literally would do anything. So, I mean, I kind of picked up on that from Do It From Her, which was a really good song in general, really catchy. Number 7. Now, I love Greg. There's a lot of Greg songs to choose from. I don't have a lot of Greg songs on the top 10 list, but number 7 comes into I Could Never Be Ready. I Could Never Be Ready was a really great song, just very emotional, and especially from the way he sings it, it's just really awesome. I think it's pretty much like him explaining Steven's birth, getting ready for it, and he could never be ready. And the whole song, even though it's a short one, it still resonates with me. And I think I really do enjoy that song. It's a really good one. Number 6. So this one has the title of the same episode it's from, which is Full Disclosure. I love Full Disclosure, the music and the video, the episode. That whole everything was great. Full Disclosure was great because Steven realized how dangerous everything was, and he didn't know if he wanted people to be a part of that, and Connie's constantly calling him, and I love how they worked in the ringtone into the song, and the way Steven's acting the whole episode. It just, judging on, especially after the season finale, that was just kind of a perfect way to introduce us back into the world after being torn from it initially. Well, at least Steven was torn from the world. But it just kind of made us realize everything. And it made Steven realize everything. And the way they did it, the way everything about it, it's a great episode. It's a great song. That's why I took number 6. So I guess we're halfway done with the list now. Now, originally I put these reverse. And then I was thinking about it and the meanings. And then I switched them back around. So number 5 is Peace and Love on Planet Earth, which is from, I don't recall the episode. I want to say it's like, it could have been great or something. I don't remember. But this one was about Steven and the Gems relaxing. They knew about the cluster. They knew it was in this Earth. Peridot has told them. And while building the drill to stop the cluster, well, they took a break. And it made Peridot realize that. And I feel like this is what pushed Peridot over to join them. If it wasn't for that, I mean, Peridot initially backstabs him right after this song, and then immediately backstabs the Diamonds, which is just, a thing to do. It's definitely not something most people are like, yeah, I'm going to do that. That's a plan. It's just kind of, she winged it and it worked out initially. But I love the song because it was so just out of nowhere. It felt very Steven-ish. And I think it was the final straw to help push Peridot realize what is happening here.
What do you know about the Earth?
Apparently more than you clod!
And that brings us to number 4. Number 4 is from the movie called Drift Away. Spinell sings Drift Away, and the music from the movie is what made me watch the show. It popped up in my recommended, and I clicked on it, and just from listening to this one song, I went ahead and listened to the rest from the music, went ahead and listened to the rest from the movie. And I listened to the rest from the movie, and that made me listen to the rest from the TV show, and that made me realize, maybe I should watch it. I'm listening to all the music, it sounds good, and even though it's a slow start, I'm definitely glad I joined. Even though I joined when the movie was already out, it's still a good show. I mean, it's over now, and if you haven't seen it, you might as well. There's plenty of places to watch it, and it's a great series all around. But Drift Away came to me right after I graduated high school. I graduated high school, and I've been going to work, and the way I can do is I can listen to music while I work, and so I would listen to this constantly. Because, well, I didn't watch the show, so I was just like, I'll listen to the music. And Drift Away resonated more than the other one with me. It was at a time where I had a small group of friends, and after graduating high school, they all kind of went off and did their own thing, and I was kind of left alone, and it kind of sucked. But listening to the music, especially the following songs from Drift Away, I kind of picked up the pieces, and I kind of realized that we can all do our own things and still come back together. And now we've come back together. John may still be in the military, but we still talk constantly, and we're planning on joining us in the YouTube video. And me and Nathan started our own channel over in Vaulted Content, so check that place out. So Drift Away kind of was a bridge for me to realize that even though we're not together every single day except for the weekends, you can still have friends. And so Drift Away really helped me grow from that point on. And so I'm actually glad that I ended up finding the show, finding that music, and it's a big piece of me and who I am now. So yeah, I did initially put Drift Away as number 5 and Peace and Love on Planet Earth for number 4, but thinking more about it, I realized that Drift Away has more meaning to me, which is why it takes 4. But now we have the top 3. And number 3 is Who We Are. And that is also from the movie. It's where Steven gets really sad, and the original Crystal Gems are kind of falling apart, and they don't really know who they are anymore. I'm trying to keep it little spoilers as I can, so that I'm not ruining for anyone who wants to watch the show. But it was when Bismuth basically, like, the whole song is kind of sad, but when Bismuth comes in, that whole thing is just like, she makes it great. Like, Bismuth makes that song. And of course the other gems are there singing with him too. But it was just basically Steven feeling sad, Steven giving up, Steven not knowing what to do, and then Bismuth reminding him that, who are we? Which is why the song is called Who We Are. And it just reminded him that we are the Crystal Gems, and no matter what he does, it can always be for good, and that it doesn't need to be with the original Crystal Gems, because he is one himself. And they will always come back to their original state. So it was very emotional, and especially for Steven. But the way Bismuth singing that whole song made it for me, and that's why it took number 3.
Whose terrible idea was this?
So now that we're done with the movie, these last 2 are not from the movie, believe it or not. Number 2 takes the ending of the original series, which is Change Your Mind. Yes, it's a very short one. Yes, it is like 7 lyrics. But man, that song, no matter how many times I listen to it, I can still get goosebumps, and I can still get a shiver up my spine from just that song, because I remember that whole finale episode. It's just, the whole thing's wild. And it's seven lyrics practically. I don't know, I haven't counted, but it's like not that many. It's not even really a song. But the message it delivers, the way it ends the series, just everything, just on top of that, the previous things that have occurred to Steven, it's a really nice way. It's just kind of like a ribbon on top to end the first series before the movie and Steven Universe Future. It's really awesome. So, yeah. And number 1, the reason this one's number 1 is because I relate to it the most. This is probably my favorite song, and I guess is canonically my favorite song because it's number 1 on the list. And of course, it is a Greg song, but it's Comet. At a place where I didn't know myself, and I didn't know what to do, and I still kind of don't, but trying to find yourself is one of the hardest things, and Steven Universe can help people do that, and just cartoons in general can help people do that, and caring people in your life that knows how to do it, and can help you and support you is something that matters. And Comet is Greg's song of him basically saying, I'm lost, but no matter what I do, I'm following my heart, so I know that I'm not officially lost. I may be lost in my mind, but at least I know I'm going where I want to go. And that is why it's my favorite song. And it's really good. Unfortunately, it gets retrograded into an ad, I think, for a hot dog, a burger joint. I don't remember. But it gets turned into an ad, unfortunately. But that's still good. But the original Comet is still my favorite song from Steven Universe. A lot of you might be asking, well, you didn't say any songs from Steven Universe Future. Well, that's because most of the songs from Steven Universe Future is just reprised? I don't know. They just redid it. They redid it from the original ones. I'm not saying that as a bad thing. Dear Oh Dad was from season 1 of Steven Universe Future, and they brought it back. Drove My Van Into a Heart, they changed the lyrics a little bit and brought it back for a very emotional episode. They did that for a few songs. But this song is from Steven Universe Future. It's from Steven Universe as a whole. And this is a bonus. It takes place number 0 because at first I hated this song. Of course, the song I'm talking about is Cookie Cat.
Cookie Cat! He's a peck for your tummy!
Right off the bat, the first episode of the whole series, the pilot, is Steven freaking out that he lost Cookie Cat. And when I first listened to it, I don't know if it's because Steven was young or if it was just an ad and it's kind of like, I don't really care. It's dumb. But Cookie Cat was just like one of those songs that I first listened to and I'm like, I could do without this. You know, yes, Cookie Cat has shown up many times throughout the series, and I've never thought more on it. But obviously, it kept a place in Steven's heart because it appeared multiple times throughout the show. It appeared in Steven Universe Future when he was having nightmares. It was appearing everywhere, and I never thought of it much until the final episode. And thinking about it, Cookie Cat shouldn't have popped up that much because the first episode was the ice cream got canceled, so this is the last time we're gonna see it. But obviously, it's a special thing for Steven's heart because it's in multiple episodes, including the finale from the first to the finale. So Cookie Cat is a bonus. And at first I hated it. I was like, there's no reason for it to exist. But seeing the Gem sing Cookie Cat's rap at the end of the series, that's just emotional heartstring pulling right there. Especially how the series ended. Ugh. So Cookie Cat is definitely a bonus. It's kind of like a giant woman, where I heard it and didn't like it. But now, I have context. I have emotional attachment to these songs. They mean something, especially Cookie Cat. So I guess Cookie Cat has to be mentioned. I mean, look at what it's done for the show. So I guess that's my top 10 plus some Steven Universe songs. Hopefully you enjoyed, and if you did, check out some of my other videos. This is where I just upload a bunch of garbage that I want to do. So it's right now talking about Steven Universe because the show just ended. But if you want to check out something that's not really flooded with Steven Universe, go check out Vaulted Content. It's a joint thing that I do with my friend, and we're constantly doing stuff. Sometimes we miss an upload, but most of the time, we're constantly uploading. We're constantly putting out garbage for you to watch. And hey, everyone's kind of stuck at home right now anyway, so go check it out. See what you can watch. You know, who knows what you can see? I don't know what's over there right now. Oh, and I guess, see ya!